there are days when you cannot do it, and I did not want to burn myself out. This routine did not care if it's a Monday or a Sunday. You wait and watch. Real life is not that cooperative, and corporate life is not that cooperative. I don't know, did I take a huge dump? Oh. Share what were the roadblocks, what were the unseen. Why has life made itself painful? Like, we are expected to be joyful, but I clearly overshared, I know, but hi everyone, thank you for giving this video a shot. If you don't know me, which probably you don't, I am Anaida. I'm very new to this whole content creation thing, but what brings me here is that I really enjoy doing life on my own, basically popularly known as the solo living. So I have come here to share simple ways to enjoy your own company, whether it's fitness, food, travel, makeup, shopping, going for experiences, or just managing your everyday life. First, I am beginning with something around consistency and discipline, and rightly so, because since I am also starting, I think this is something that's just aligning, that I also have to be consistent and disciplined with video creation, shooting, scripting, posting. So I feel like I'm trying to achieve two goals with one arrow. Theme that I've picked up. And why am I starting with this is because when you're staying alone, you have to figure out how to build a routine that really works for you, something that keeps you physically and mentally agile and flexible. So to do that, I have put myself on a challenge, a softer version of 75 hard. In short, for 30 days, I have to follow a few non-negotiables every day, like doing step counts. I have to track my calories, I have to meditate, I have to drink a lot of water, I have to read a book, and sleep by 11:30. Anyway, so I have done that already, and I've documented this entire journey as shorts, and now I'm also creating long form content, long form videos covering different parts of what I went through as my experiences. So my first video was all about apps and tools that I used and how it helped me keep on track, and this one is about the smaller real challenges within this process that I went through while taking the actual challenge. These are some things that you may not always see, but you will definitely feel it can come as a roadblock. So I am just here sharing my experience so that if you try something like this, try to take a challenge like this, which you must, you are just a little bit more prepared. So with that, let's get into it. I'm going to quickly share how did my challenge look like. I had altered the challenge a bit as per my lifestyle, something that makes it challenging, but at the same time, it's kind of realistic to achieve as well. Let me take you through this. I have made notes so that I don't falter. Okay, so I had to do 12 minutes of meditation daily, drink 3 liters of water, read 10 pages of a non-fiction book. I had to track calories by the end of the day. So throughout the day, I had to track calories, and by the end of the day, I need to note down the deficit. I had to do 7K steps every day. I had to work out. And not just any workout, I had to work out in a way that would pump up my heart rate. And lastly, I had to sleep by 11:30, which was the toughest for me. In the 30-day soft challenge, I had kept myself some buffer because I'm a working professional, and there are days when you cannot do it, and I did not want to burn myself out, and that was the challenge. Like, happening, like, life is also happening, challenge is also happening, and I have to make sure that there is some synergy between both of them. That was the actual challenge. So I had put things in a way that is easily achievable, but at the same time I took it a little far to make it a little difficult to accomplish. Now I'm going to share what were the roadblocks, what were the unseen issues that creeped in once in a while, and the solutions to how did I tackle it. So let's start with number 1. Sleeping by 11:30 was harder than I thought. And for you, you might think ki, that is very simple, like isme kya hai, because there are a lot of people who actually go to sleep by 10, 9:30, 10 or 10:30. So when they heard that this is a part of my challenge where I have to sleep by 11:30, they were like, that's still late. But not for me, because I am naturally more of a night person. I like doing things at night because I feel I'm much more productive at that time. So suddenly switching off at 11:30 felt a little forced for me. But again, I did it on purpose. I knew it's not going to come easily, because for someone who is sleeping at 12:31 while watching something, this switch is not going to come easy, because your body is just going to recalibrate and think like, what is happening, where is my screen time, where are those trashy things you watch because of which we are sleeping. So every day I used to switch off my lights by 11:30. I didn't have screen time before that either. I just used to quickly set my alarms, but I made sure that by 11:30 my lights are just off. And after the lights went off, I think there were just days when I was just, my eyes were also shut, but I was just wide awake. I tried everything, counting the sheep, breathing slowly, imagining good things so that I can dream of good things. I tried everything, but sleeping was not easy. And also because I had started drinking a lot of water at that time, there was a lot of water retention happening, so I had to keep making frequent trips to the washroom. So even if there were days when I did end up sleeping not by 11:30, say by 12, I had to go to that bloody washroom. And then yeah, but I think this happened for a week or so. But then I got used to it because I was also working out consistently, and slowly the body was getting tired. And what really helped me fall asleep quickly was there were 1 or 2 days when I started sleeping without a pillow, and it just really helped. I dropped dead after that. I did not take any supplements like melatonin or nothing. I chamomile tea also, no, not, I did not do that. There was another thing that I tried. Okay, second problem, and this was the most weirdest, not weirdest, the most scariest experience I've had as a part of this challenge. Not just challenge, scariest experience of one of the scariest experiences of my life, which is to have these immense and very vivid night terrors, or nightmare as we call. What used to happen is just right before waking up, I don't know if I was seeing something just before waking up or what is it, because I think when you're dreaming or you're seeing these kind of vision, the concept of time doesn't exist. So I don't know exactly when was it happening, but it was so vivid that after waking up also I remembered a particular scene that had impacted me. Like imagine you're watching a movie and you don't remember the entire movie, but you remember particular scenes. And these scenes were, now it's been over 1 month that I've finished the challenge, right? I still remember some of the things that I saw. Basically, known people, either they are a part of the underworld, or I am stuck in a war zone and like I'm right under the bed and I can see people getting attacked. It might seem very relevant to the situation now, but I'm not sure why all that was happening at that time. There were some night visions where I felt like I'm losing a part of my family, like very just things which might, if happens in real life, like it is just going to traumatize you. And I was pretty sure that it has something to do with my routine, my change in routine, or my sleep pattern, because otherwise why is it happening right now and all that. And then I started researching. After I researched, I this is what I found out. Okay, that basically when I suddenly became very disciplined, sleeping early, reducing distraction, eating clean, and being more mindful, my brain actually had a lot more quiet space than usual. So normally we are constantly stimulated, so a lot of thoughts just stay suppressed within you. So when things slowed down, the mind started processing what was previously kind of ignored. And it said that it can kind of show as really vivid and even disturbing dreams, especially in the first 1 or 2 weeks. It wasn't that something was wrong with me, or it was just my brain recalibrating and cleaning out the mental noise. um, it did settle. And I think after I read about it, I think that very same day and onwards I did not see those visions. So maybe this was the reason. But my point is that why has life made itself painful? Like we are expected to be joyful, but life has made its nature as painful. Like if there are suppressed emotions, there could also be suppressed desires, dreams that haven't happened, right? So those dreams could play out in my mind. Why do they have to play out only the negative emotions? And I don't know, it says that suppressed emotions or something might be playing out because my mind is quieter. Mind, why do you have to do that? Why can't you think of good things to give yourself pleasure? You like pleasure, right? That's why we have cravings, and I end up eating sugar at night. Why don't you have cravings for good dreams, is my question. Okay, today when I'm going to sleep, my mind is going to be like, you wait and watch what you're going to see today. Dogs are fighting. Okay, third challenge, not a big one, but it is still a challenge, which is forgetting that weekends exist. So I think this was more of a big mental shift. I had to stop treating Friday evening, Saturdays, and Sunday differently, because this routine did not care if it's a Monday or a Sunday. I won't say that was tough, it just made every day seem the same. But weekends definitely gave me more time to do something that I missed out during weekdays. Like during weekdays, I wasn't getting the time to watch any video or any little bit of Netflix or a little bit of sitcoms, because just completing the challenge after a long day of work itself, just like my day just went by very quickly. Again, on Saturday, Sunday was the only day where I could prep my meals. I could finish the laundry and other home chores that I had to do meal preps and all that. So I think the spirit of weekends, the way I defined that, was kind of gone. But I was okay with it. I mean, I got used to it. It wasn't a big deal as I'm making it sound. But it can happen to a lot of you, and especially people who really go out and socialize or meet their friends or make special plans to, like, just chakte fatte, aaj to Saturday hai type thing. I am not like that. I would just probably want to sleep. I couldn't do that. But yeah, that can happen. You have to be mentally prepared that you have to let your Saturday, Sundays go. Okay, challenge number 4, which is very common. It will happen that work days disrupting your routine a bit. So on paper, everything looked very sorted. I had set my alarms, I knew what to do at what time. But real life is not that cooperative, and corporate life is not that cooperative. Doesn't care you're on a challenge or what you're trying to do, you need to get the work done. So, of course, like, there were unexpected meetings, work getting stretched, there were things spilling into the evening, there were unexpected presentations that I had to do, complete some copy work, create some strategy, do internal work, and all that used to happen. And I kind of expected that this is going to happen, right? So that day, I just had to make sure that the challenge gets done. So while on other days, if I had to do 7K steps, I was easily reaching 10K steps. The days which were rushed, where I wasn't getting the time, I just barely completed 7K steps. Those were the days when I had to order food from outside, and it wasn't just ordering. I had to make sure that I'm ordering something which is fiber and protein rich, because otherwise, how will I manage to get some calorie deficit? But जब इतनी मेहनत कर ही रहे हैं, तो rather would have some deficit, no, rather than showing that I went overboard. So that was a mental load on those kind of days. And also I had to sleep by 11:30. So when I'm walking and I can see I have only 5 minutes, I'm quickly walking, finishing it off. Those are some days when that happened, but those days were like back to back happening. Then again, I re-strategize that if I know that tomorrow or day after tomorrow is going to be busy, let me wake up early in the morning, let me do my 3K steps at least. Then I think life will be much paced out, and make sure the meals are also prepped a day before. Challenge number 5. Oh my god. Water intake whenever I was outdoor. This one makes me pissed, okay? My body somehow knows that if I'm having water and I step out, my bladder is going to be like, girl, you need to go to a washroom right now. And I am not one of those who I can hold it in. It's just I'm very distracted. Like, a lot of people are like, हाँ ठीक है, we can hold, and आधा घंटा ही तो है, 1 घंटा ही तो है, रोक लेंगे. I feel like if I'm in a cab or if I'm in a car, I can't think anything except for just getting a washroom and releasing my pressure. So it's just like it sticks here, and I hate that feeling of I have to think that I have to stay with this feeling for good half an hour and 45 minutes, and especially imagine in Bangalore traffic, it just makes me even more anxious that I don't know when will I get a washroom. So I am like, if I need to pee, please find me a petrol pump or find me any shabby washroom also. I am ready to go, but I am not going to sit with this feeling. So there were many days, not many, I think a few days when I had to go out, meet friends, or I think I met my dad once, and I had to had 300 liter. Yeah, I had to have 3 liters of water anyway. So before leaving, I drank a lot of water, thinking that I have enough time to excrete it and I can hold it in. But exactly what I feared happened. I sat in the cab, and after I think good 20 minutes into the ride, I got the urge to pee. So I'm like, that was still manageable. I can hold it. And then I got stuck in traffic, and when I saw the traffic को देखते देखते मेरा urge भी बढ़ रहा था. Thankfully that driver भैया was really nice. I just told him कि emergency है, अगर कोई washroom है, ये हाँ रोक देंगे, कौन कोई होटल मालूम है आपको, मैं वहाँ पे रोक दूँ. मैंने कहा भैया इस रास्ते में तो क्या आएगा मुझे नहीं पता, आपको कोई पेट्रोल पंप दिखता है तो आप प्लीज़ रोक दो. Then he kept looking, and I saw 2 petrol pump pass by, but they were on the opposite side. And then I was like, भैया प्लीज़ कहीं रोड क्रॉस कर लोगे आप प्लीज़. Then he understood कि भाई मामला सीरियस है. Then he stopped at a petrol pump. Okay, and that petrol pump was also like right at the corner, and the petrol pumps at the corner are like very small. I was like, I just have to pee. I got off there and I went to the washroom. Was quite dirty, and in that petrol pump, like, it wasn't big, right? All scooter there, and in the washroom there was a big lizard also. Okay, important bit was that I had to release the pressure, and I did. And then after that, I just loved my cab ride. It was just like I got a new lease of life. That is how I feel after relieving myself. I clearly overshared, I know, but I'm not going to hold back on anything. This can happen to you. So is there any solution that you can have in mind if that happens? But I think for women, carry that pee safe thing that they have, where you can just like you can pee while standing. I have tried it once, but it didn't really work for me. So I don't know if that is a solution. You can still keep it. Keep a sanitizer, keep wet tissues with you, and honestly avoid going out when you're on this challenge, especially knowing that you your bladder is a little moody, avoid going out. Or make sure wherever you're going out, you're going somewhere close to your house, you don't have to travel for a long time, you have washroom around. Yeah, and be ready to go to a petrol pump to excrete, then you'll be sorted. Okay, challenge number 6 is something that I personally didn't really face, but I know a lot of people will. And wait, the challenge is food boredom. Even people who are not on these challenges or any strict regime, I have heard my friends say that मैं बासी खाना नहीं खा सकती, या जो फ्रिज में एक बार चला गया नहीं खा सकते, या मैंने कल रात को जो खाया था मैं फिर नहीं खाऊंगी, कल पास्ता खाया तो आज ये चाहिए वो चाहिए. एंड आई एम लाइक, वो आई एम वेरी ओके विथ हैविंग द सेम फूड मे बी फॉर गुड 2-3 days, बट नॉट बियॉन्ड दैट. For me, I think when it comes to food, again, wasn't a challenge. My only thing was ki I need sweet. I want to have something sweet. So what do? I got very creative. I used to make this favorite thing of mine, which is called the protein breakfast cake. Basically, there's a brand called Gladful. You get their pancake mix, which is I think made of ragi flour, oats. Does it have protein powder also? I don't know. Then they have either monk fruit or some sugar cane sugar. I don't know. Basically, not sugar. Okay, healthier ingredients than the actual pancake mix. So I used to take that. Uska bhi thoda sa powder I used to take, maybe 2 tablespoon. Then in that I used to add protein powder. I used to add 1 egg, little bit of oat milk, mix it, add cocoa if you like chocolate, add your favorite nuts, add almonds, pumpkin seeds, put it in the microwave for 1.5 minutes, and you will have a nice fluffy cake. The secret to having a fluffy cake, in because it has protein, it might not rise, but if you add an egg, it is going to blow, not blow up, it is going to rise and be very fluffy. That was one thing that I used to have regularly, especially in breakfast, because it was so easy to make. Then I took the same thing to the next level when I wanted to indulge a bit. So then I used to make this cake. Then I used to make my own black coffee. With that coffee flavor was orange. So I used to make it with oat milk again. And after my cake was ready, I used to puncture it and then I used to pour all over. So it used to get soaked in that milk and it kind of became like a nice pudding. Okay, then I took it to another level, which was like if I wanted to have a full-fledged breakfast, heavy or like a dessert, do the same thing, add overnight oats and then add more milk with coffee if you like coffee, or you can add with any other flavor. You can add protein powder also, any flavor, and you add it to that. So it becomes like a 3-layer thing. I think that was one of the best desserts that I still like even when I'm off challenge. I still like it. Apart from that, when I didn't have time to make all this, I used to go for protein bars, which were slightly on a healthier side, like by Whole Truth, by Right Bite, Yoga Bar. These were things that I bought, and things I could make at home was like I used to get dates and I used to take out the seeds, I used to put almonds, and then I used to coat it with dark chocolate. That was great. Or I used to just keep dark chocolate at home. By the end of the day, I used to have 1 piece or 2 piece, and it used to work. Another recipe I tried was, I think you might have seen, it was really trending, which is yogurt and adding biscuits to it. But biscuits are not really healthy, so I avoid it. But once in a while, if I really wanted to try, I used to take Greek yogurt and I used to add some ragi biscuit. I used to get ragi biscuit, 1 or 2. Next day, it used to become like a cheesecake-ish version. So this happened towards the end of the challenge. Like throughout the challenge, I had that cake, which I really loved. And another sweet thing, another option was just overnight oats. You get a lot of different flavored overnight oats. Get those. Have it with oat milk. I like oat milk. I don't like regular milk anymore. And I think I was sorted for dessert. Apart from that, things didn't really bore me, because to eat fiber, how did I make that interesting was that I used to always have Greek yogurt and I used to purchase Viva's dip or any sauce. Okay, so my favorite was honey mustard and I like the smoky barbecue. Now having these dips itself is high calorie. So what I did was I used to take a lot of Greek yogurt and उसमें थोड़ा सा I used to add that dip. So volume में ज़्यादा होता था, आपके Greek yogurt की वजह से protein भी ज़्यादा है, and that flavor of that dip was so strong कि पूरे Greek yogurt में वो flavor है. It was great, to be honest. Try it. Then that dip, I used to toss vegetables in that same dip and my salad used to be ready. And chicken के लिए I tried different marination from Killer Masala. Very easy to make, बस पानी डालना है, marination ready, chicken में डालो. To have different kind of protein, I used to either get I used to make a lot of eggs. I used to get paneer. I used to get soya nuggets, which are so easy to make. That way, I had different kind of protein ready. Salad ka dressing different hota tha. There were days when I used to just have that breakfast cake. Days I didn't want to cook, I used to order soup, or I used to eat different kind of salad, or I used to order a wrap from Zomato or Swiggy. But I just made sure that I'm ordering something that is low on calorie count and that can fill me up. So I had to ensure that it has protein and fiber. अगर वो ऐप पे नहीं भी लिखा होता था, वो मैं देख के समझ जाती थी कि कितना ओके है कितना नहीं है. एंड इफ़ आई फील लाइक आई एम ईटिंग समथिंग प्रोटीन रिच एंड फाइबर रिच, उसमें कैलोरी काफ़ी ज़्यादा है, आई यूज टू मेक श्योर कि आई एम हैविंग इट ड्यूरिंग द आफ्टरनून और मॉर्निंग, सो दैट थ्रू आउट द डे वो डाइजेस्ट हो जाएगा, थोड़ा बर्न हो जाएगा क्योंकि एक्टिविटी चल रहा है. बट आई यूज टू अवॉइड हैविंग इट एट नाइट, बिकॉज वेट कम होना भी उससे मुश्किल हो गया था. But see, this was more of a discipline thing. This wasn't to lose weight. तो by chance ऐसा हो गया that I did end up losing some inches. But this the main mission of doing this challenge was not to lose weight. It was just to make sure that you are becoming consistent and disciplined. Next, challenge number 7, which comes because of the food. Initially, I think it took good 7 to 10 days for my weighing scale to move. But like I said, I was totally prepared that it is not going to move because the idea was to be disciplined and more consistent rather than losing weight. And I knew this from day one. But the issue was that it was still irritating me कि यार इतना कुछ चल रहा है, इतना इंटेंस वर्कआउट चल रहा है, मैं प्रोटीन, मेरा वाटर रिटेंशन होके खत्म, पानी निकल गया है पूरा, मैं प्रोटीन खा रही हूँ, सब खा रही हूँ, मैं 8 बजे के बाद आई एम नॉट ईटिंग एनीथिंग. हाउ इज दिस स्केल नॉट बजिंग इवन अ बिट? लाइक इट यूज टू अनॉय मी. ठीक है, आई एम नॉट अटैच टू द आउटकम, बट कुछ तो यार, मतलब आई वॉज जस्ट लाइक सरप्राइज. आई एम लाइक इस वेइंग मशीन में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है. बट देन आई एम लाइक, यू नो वॉट, जस्ट चक इट, एक दिन हो जाएगा just suddenly. And it did happen. Like I think after a week only or so, in one of my shorts you'll see I was like really happy ki good 500 grams reduced one day. I don't know, did I take a huge dump? Oh, but it dropped one day. So I think you just continue doing what you are. Body takes time to process, to understand. Body also goes on a survival mode, because I'm not going to get into all those technicalities, but basically when body gets a jerk that I'm not getting enough calories and all, then it starts doing something basically. So thoda rewiring hota hai body mein, and then again it gets into the process, and then you do it. Yeah, don't feel discouraged if your weight is not decreasing. It's fine. You will lose inches, okay? Challenge number 8. बाल बांध लिए मैंने, मुझे गर्मी लग रही थी. Okay, this one might not be everyone's problem, but this was a challenge for me because I had decided to document every day what I'm doing. It was actually fun, like it was something new that I was doing. But even in my shorts you will see कि हंस कूद रही हूँ, ये वो, but not days, like this happened every day where I was just under the pressure. Like instead of having fun with my challenge, I was just under the pressure कि यार ये मैंने record किया कि नहीं. Like I have to keep going on my phone, check that did I capture this, did I miss something, इसका footage थोड़ा ज़्यादा लंबा लूँ या छोटा लूँ. When I'm meditating, it's a very private time, right? So do I need to shoot and show this? But I made sure that whatever I'm doing, let me finish that off, and then उसके बाद I will take a bit of footage just for the video, so that when people also know that अगर ये 2 सेकंड का दिखा रही है तो करा ही होगा, इतना ट्रस्ट होना चाहिए, इतना ट्रस्ट करो. And also my phone memory runs out very quickly, so after shooting like 2-3 footage through the day, I have to go on Google Drive, make a folder, upload it, then delete it from my phone, then again do that. I was doing this for straight 30 days, and even when I am editing my videos, right, I can see that कि मैंने लंच तो लिया ही नहीं, मैंने इस दिन का ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं, मैंने ब्रेकफास्ट मिस कर दिया, मैं कहीं बाहर गई थी, कुछ सीज़र सैलेड मैंने खाया था, सब कुछ है, हर चीज़, मेरे ड्रिंक का भी पिक्चर है, मैंने क्या डिज़र्ट खाया उसका भी है, बट मेरे लंच का फोटो नहीं है, मेरे लंच का वीडियो नहीं है. एंड आई गॉट सो इन्फ्यूरिएटेड दैट हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल. एवरी डे आई मेड श्योर दैट एटलीस्ट फूड, वर्कआउट, मेडिटेशन, बुक, जो मेन है उसका वीडियो तो होता ही था. हाउ डिड आई मिस इट आउट? और मे बी before I uploaded on Google Drive, I just happened to delete it from my phone. But ठीक है, happens, no problem. सबको सब कुछ देखना ज़रूरी नहीं है. It was, again, this challenge was more for me, and I had to make sure that I stay true to myself. So yeah, documenting the entire process was fun, but at the same time it was quite tedious. Made it through, हो गया, मज़ा आ रहा है. And now that again I'm not documenting every day, now that I'm shooting, I just feel like I am getting better. I found out some apps and tools that help me with scripting. I've gotten faster and quicker with it. So anyway, this is a conversation for some other time. But yes, that was a challenge for me. Last challenge, again, it didn't happen to me, but it can happen to people because we all come with different bodies, which is you may fall sick, या कुछ भी हो सकता है. नॉट, यू माइट बी समवन हु इज मोर प्रोन टू गेटिंग कोल्ड, और जिसको फीवर हो जाए, या आपने कुछ ऐसा खा लिया जिसकी वजह से पेट खराब हो गया. कुछ भी हो सकता है. दिस इज जस्ट फॉलिंग सिक, बट नॉट जस्ट फॉलिंग सिक, एनीथिंग अनएक्सपेक्टेड कैन हैपन. So in this case, what do you do? Now again, if you are making this challenge, altering it as per your lifestyle, be very honest with yourself. Create your challenge in a way which is challenging, but it is also doable. Like for me, I knew that ये खाना मैं रोज़ तो नहीं बना सकती. Okay, I can do meal preps and I can eat protein, chicken and all that, but there are days when I won't be able to do that. So I cannot put myself on any restriction कि ये नहीं खाना, वो नहीं खाना. मैं खाऊंगी सब. I just have to make sure that by the end of the day I'm tracking my calories, and to feel good about how I manage the day, I want to see some deficit. चाहे वो एक भी 1 कैलोरी भी क्यों ना हो. आई वॉज ऑन एन एवरेज, आई थिंक मेरा रोज 200-300 का डेफिसिट हो जाता था. बट द डेज आई वेंट आउट, कभी कभी माइनस में भी गया, कभी कभी बहुत 10-20 भी हुआ है. बट इट्स ओके, दैट वॉज नॉट अ नॉन नेगोशिएबल. आई जस्ट हैड टू ट्रैक. So for you also, if you know you're a social person, don't put yourself on these restrictions. And the most important bit is choose buffer. So if you're doing a 30-day challenge, I had given myself 2 days का buffer कि एक दिन आप fail हो सकते हो, but अगर दूसरी बार fail हुए तो you have to do it again. For you, maybe make it 3 in case you feel कि my body is more prone to feeling, falling sick, या मेरा पेट थोड़ा sensitive है, मैं कुछ नया खाऊंगा तो ऐसा हो सकता है. Think about it, think it through, and then set your challenge, because the idea is to get more consistent, disciplined, and enjoy the process rather than feeling burnt out and crash and feeling resentful that मुझसे नहीं हुआ. If you want some ideas on what to do, maybe you can drop a comment. I can create a challenge for you. You just tell me what are your priorities, what are the issues that you face, how is your social life, how is your family life, how is your, if you're a student, if you're working, whatever. Comment में डालो. I can easily create a challenge for you, and I can also tell you how to go about it. So with that, I end this video. I hope this was helpful. So this was fun actually. I'm just like reminiscing on it that I went through. Now that the challenge is over, did I do it successfully or no? That is something you have to find out. And for that, please subscribe, see my shorts, my everyday journey that I'm uploading. See if I made it through or no. Now in my next video is going to be really amazing and fun, because in this challenge, after every 7 days of completion, successful completion, I got to reward myself. So I am going to take you through all the things that I bought for myself, or the things I rewarded myself with. Some are maybe expected, some are totally not expected कि लगेगा ये तो reward नहीं है, ये तो अपने आप को punish करने जैसा है. But I'll show you everything that I got and what was my thinking behind getting that. And I'm excited to shoot that one. It's going to be a fun video. So thank you for sticking around. If you have reached this point, again, it means a lot for me. For a person who's a new creator, अगर उसको अपने वीडियो पे 1-2 लाइक भी दिख जाए, इवन तो उससे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता, व्यूज से ज़्यादा फ़र्क पड़ता है. If you end up subscribing or liking or commenting, which is very important, it just shows that it helped, and if you engage, that would be really nice. But even if you've made it to the end of this video, I think that also counts. So thank you. Hope you're well, and I hope I get to see you in my next video. So thank you. Bye. It's night here, so good night.